Hey, good morning, guys. It is Sunday, December 3rd, I think. First, yeah, 3rd. I lose my days when I work at home because I don't leave my house. Um, but yeah, how was your week? Um, I think it was last weekend I had Little River here. Um, he had a cold, which means Chloe got sick. Christopher got sick. Michael's sick. I'm starting to sniff. I'm just waiting for it to finish through everybody else. Um, Yesterday I started off with I ate eggs at like noon for lunch or something, and then I got really nauseous. And I did have bariatric surgery, and it wasn't that kind of nauseated. That kind of nauseated is when I eat sugar, and my whole body just is like, you can't take this sugar. And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. It could be a carrot, but the sugar in the carrot could mess with me. So, no, it was something's wrong here. You've got some sort of stomach bug. Mufus, come on, stop it. Anyway, he's mad. I have a box we gave him. Mark does surveys for Swag Bucks, and he was given a Nerf gun. A Nerf, I don't know, a Nerf something. It's a really big gun, but it shoots balls, like soft looking, like golf balls, but they're like that big. Anyway, I'm squirreling because I'm getting into different things. But the box is just enough for him to hide in, so he's been playing with it. But I just flipped it upside down to put my camera on it, so and that I have this mic in here so you all can hear me. I know it looks crazy, but it is what it is. But yeah, so I think I woke up a lot last night. It's still only 6. It's like 6:30 right now. So I'm still not feeling great. But I don't work today, so I can be very lazy except for house deep clean. But there's enough people in this house that can deep clean it that I don't have to. But yeah, so yeah. It's been kind of an uneventful week. We've been a little bit lazy. But that's pretty much it. We've been lazy. I've been working. Mark's been working, but other than that, we've been lazy. I got the kids big Christmas stuff on Black Friday, which was wonderful. And I mean, they're not going to get a lot by any means, but I spent an okay amount of money on their big stuff. So, I mean, they're going to get their big stuff and like big thing to share, and then they're going to get a couple itty bitty little things, and that's it. Hey, it's better than no Christmas. That's what I told them. So, but they don't know they got a big gift either, so that'll be a surprise. Because trust me, we've had no Christmases before. I've not put up a tree. I've not even cared, and that's really hard when you have kids. But yeah, so we've got a tree up. We've got stockings up. I'm not a frazzled, stressed out mess. Yay. I'll be able to pay the rent in December. Yay. I know that sounds funny to a lot of you, but again, one income, a whole bunch of kids, stuff happens, and it's like, God, am I going to be able to pay the rent? Yes, I make enough money to pay the rent, but we don't go. I'm not even going to go there. I haven't had my coffee. Well, I have my coffee. It's right here. I haven't really drank it. But yeah, I'm not awake and I don't feel good. So I think I'm going to ask or throw this out there. Parents of teenagers, tweenagers, girls, especially girls, boys, yes, but girls. How do you stop the squealing, the fighting, it's getting bad. Both of them are over, I mean, everything. And one is always right. The little one is not always right yet, but she's getting there to think she's always right. The older one, God love her, she does so much for me around this house and does a lot of helping. But that comes with a price that's not seen on camera. I mean, she does do a lot. I give her that much. She's a good kid, and I know this is a phase. But I swear to gosh, goodness gracious. It's gotten to the point where, I mean, my husband and I tried to sit down and watch a TV show last night. Show nobody else is interested in. Nothing. You know, we were sitting down. I got off work. Neo needed out. Now, Neo, obviously the big dog, is Tyler and Chloe's responsibility to walk. I mean, I walk him. The husband walks him. But on the main, he needs to go out. They swap. They take turns. And little Jack is the three little kids' responsibility, and they kind of take turns to take him out. And Neo needs to walk. Jack, he just goes in the yard. It doesn't matter. You know, they can just stand out in the yard, let him do his little business, and he's ready to come back in. But Neo wants to walk. He wants to walk around the block. He wants to, you know, do all that. So last night, Chloe like forces Kira, like screams at her, "You're going to come with me." But it's dark. So I was kind of like, you know, yeah, go ahead with her. I mean, nobody messes with my kids with that dog. Nobody. They're all like, "Oh, you sure you can handle that dog?" They're all like, "Yeah, I got the dog." But, you know, when it's dark and she wants somebody, I was like, "Yeah, Kira, go with her." Kira threw a fit walking out the door. Threw a fit. Okay. Then we get back to watching, you know, so we had to pause our TV show. We get back to watching TV. And about 10 minutes later, they come back. You can hear them screaming up the driveway at each other, up the steps, in the house, and it just escalates in the house. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? So out of nowhere, my husband looked at them and he goes, "You know what? Give me your tablet, give me your controller." They've got a really old Xbox that they can just only use for Netflix, you know, in their room. So he goes like, "Give me your controller, give me your tablet, no books, no writing, no nothing. You go sit in your room for an hour." He goes, "And if I hear a peep, it's going to be 2. I was like, okay, we'll see how long this lasts. They actually did it quietly, but I think they were shocked that he did that. And then, you know, an hour came out, the hour was finished, they bolted out, "Our time is done," and then of course ruined our TV show again. We both looked at them like, you can have your stuff back, but you can leave now because we don't want to hear you. Unless you're going to sit down and be quiet and watch TV. They left, and then Kira and Alex started arguing in the kitchen. Not 30 minutes later. No, I don't know if I worked till 9, so I don't know if it was that late, but it seemed 30 minutes later. And it was over noodles, like ramen noodles that they were making on the stove. They were arguing how to make them, if they were done right. I mean, they weren't even talking to each other. They were like, "You're stupid, you're an idiot, you're a moron, you're this, you're that," and yelling back and forth. And on the top, really loud. My husband turned to both of them and said, and I don't know why he said that, but I went with it. It's clean. You can see right in there, so I didn't care. He goes, "Laundry room, both of you, for an hour." And they started to give him a little grief, and he goes, "Do you want me to make it 2? Kira stomps all the way to the laundry room. The kitchen's attached to the laundry room. Plenty of room in there. I mean, there's 2 laundry baskets that are pretty empty. The dog food and the guinea pig bedding. I'm looking right at it. Nothing. And there's plenty of space. They sat in there about 30 minutes, and then Kira started on Alex. "Alex is laying on the floor. Why can he do this? Why is he allowed?" And we're like, "We didn't say you couldn't lay down. We didn't say you couldn't do anything. We, just know nothing you enjoy, basically." Then she sighed, and you could hear, "Alex, get up," and my husband's like, "You're pushing 2 hours." And then it got quiet. And then I looked at him. I said, dude, they're in the laundry room. I'm like, maybe go separate them. Put her in her room, him in his room, but separate them. So he waited 15 minutes or so. And then, well, I thought it was 15 minutes because I could hear the bickering, but it was quiet. And I was trying my best to stay out of it. And he finally said, he goes, all right, the two of you, you're out. Go to your own rooms. So I think that's going to be the new thing lately. But I am telling you what, I had no issue when they were babies. I had 2 babies at once, followed by, they were just 2 when Alex was born. So I had 2 2-year-olds and a newborn. And then I had 2 3-year-olds, a 1-year-old, and a newborn. That was preemie in the NICU. And then I had 2 4-year-olds, a 3-year-old. No. 2 4-year-olds, a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a newborn. So I had, within, 5 years, I had 5 kids. That was not hard. We were talking about it yesterday. Other than the poopy diapers and the crying and the bottles and the, whatevers, we just looked at each other and said, why did we want that to stop? Why were we, because you know what? Usually babies crying for a reason. They're tired, they're hungry, they've got a dirty diaper, or they're just in a bad mood or just a cruddy mood. Usually that cruddy mood means they're tired. Okay, that's kind of easy to figure out. I never had a problem with my kids when they were little. I mean, never. And I know that sounds really funny. I mean, they did their own things, terrible twos and that kind of stuff. But as far as like, I could take all 5 of them out by myself. I could, not have an issue. Chloe and Tyler used to have each hand on each side of the cart. I would have Alex in the front seat. I'd have Alex in the back of the cart, and I'd have Kira in a strappy thing, and we'd shop. It was no big deal. None. I mean, my husband went a lot of the times too, and sometimes my 2 older kids went too. But I mean, it wasn't something that I would think twice about doing, because they were easy. This teen-year-old crap though. Teen-year-old, you like that? This teenager crap though. This is gonna drive me to wear prison orange, I think. So yeah, that's starting. I mean, for the girls are worse than the boys. Christopher's kind of trying to find himself, I think. He gets in his moods. He always has, though. Tyler used to be if I want to say any of my little kids were bad, it was Tyler. Now he's just a teenager. He does nothing wrong. I mean, he can be a jerk, but he doesn't yell, he doesn't fight, he doesn't holler. He can just ignore you and not do his chores or, things like that. That's easy stuff. But this yelling, squealing, fighting, arguing, not listening at all. Oh my God, here comes this cat. He's like crazy. But this arguing is just driving me absolutely batty. Because then they turn around and argue with you while they're right about arguing with each other. And you just sit there like, and it's really over the dumbest stuff. Or I can make a plan about, hey, we're going to have this for dinner. At 3 o'clock, I'll say, Chloe, put this in the oven, that it's either prepared or not prepared. Or I'll say, okay, you need to throw this, and this in the oven at 3. And then, she'll every time she comes back with me, well, no, I don't think I want to do it at 3. I think we should do it at 4:30 and, blah, 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 blah. And, I'm working and I don't have a chance to really tell her, no, she's wrong. So I'll either text my husband, because I'm working, and tell him to tell her what I said again at 3, not to wait till 4:30. And then you wait till 4:30. Lord have mercy. She won't do it till her time, and then at 4:30 the kids aren't eating dinner till 8 for whatever reason, and it's like, just please listen. All I ask is for you to listen to me. That's it. So that's kind of the struggle I'm having with parenting right now. So if anybody has any advice for that, teenagers are a lot harder than little kids. Let me tell you what. I mean, my kids are all still good. Don't get me wrong. And I do hold them to a high standard where I still think, you don't argue with your parents. You show respect. You don't, you just don't. Period. If your mom says jump, I mean, if I'm asking her to jump off a bridge, obviously argue with me. But if I say, hey, put this in the oven at this time, why would you argue with that? Just say, okay, I'll put it in the oven at this time. I got to cook it anyway. So why argue with me? I don't know. So one of the parts of my New Year's, I'm going to think once I get past this Christmas crap. Don't get me wrong, I don't feel that way this year, but I still call it Christmas crap. Once I get past all this stuff, I'm really going to focus on like work night meals that are already done, freezer meals, prepped. So I can tell anybody to, hey, throw this in the oven, throw this in the crock pot. I've been watching, I watch her a lot. Kimmy, she's in my apron. She's got a lot of freezer meals. Jamaril Stewart, she's a large family and she's got a lot of good food prep ideas. She preps for like a month to 6 weeks and she's got 8 kids, maybe. So, yeah. So I want to start doing that because I'm also having issues, not issues, but I'm rambling, but this all comes back into budgeting and stuff. I'll make a dinner or a dinner will get made and it's like, I don't like that. I'm going to eat this. I am tethered to a phone line in there. I don't have much off phone time to argue with, you're going to eat this. And I know they like it. If they don't like it, I know I don't make them eat it, but I know for a fact they like this. They just changed their mood or it's just not what they want. Like Tyler hates mashed potatoes, hates them, has hated them since he was born or whenever he could eat food. He's always gagged. He's always just not ate them. You can tell he absolutely cannot stand mashed potatoes. I'm not going to force the kid to eat mashed potatoes. That's stupid. So if we have a meal with mashed potatoes, I'll make him mac and cheese or something else, or he can have double of the other or something. I make sure he has that extra something. And I'm okay with that. But when it's like, oh, I don't like this, or I don't want this, or I'm not going to eat this, and they ate it a week ago. It's like, starve. But they're teenagers and they're growing and they're boys. And well, it's my girls that are like that. More so than the boys. But Alex is more or less I'm not hungry now. I'll eat it later, puts it in the fridge, and it'll sit there. But sometimes he does go back for it later. And he doesn't eat a lot and never really has. And he's not picky. He just doesn't eat a lot. And coming from a former really fat girl to a very fat girl right now. Well, not there. I was really, really fat then. I'm better now, just not where I want to be by a long shot. But I'm not going to force my kid to eat food. He eats when he's hungry, but he has to eat the dinner that I make. So I don't know. I'm having issues with that too. So I'm going to start trying to freezer meal things. I was just looking at Zaycon Fresh this morning, seeing of how I could do that. All this after the new year, seeing how much their packages cost, so I can kind of budget for them, so I can order them when they're coming. Kind of hard to do that now when I don't have a car, but I should have a car mid to end February, very beginning of March with my tax return. Unless that all gets changed by the tax reform garbage. But, it all just depends. But, yeah, so that's kind of the plan. Well, I don't know. God, I'm rambling. I don't feel good. I haven't taken my ADHD anxiety meds, and I'm all over the place. But, yeah, so definitely going to work on that for the budget. I think, one, I can make sure everybody likes certain meals. I won't have to argue with the daughter about cooking. I can already have it already pre-prepped, ready to go. It can be thrown in the oven by anybody. Trying to teach the kids how to cook. The other kids, they're pretty good. I mean, little things, hot dogs, eggs, mac and cheese, grilled cheese. They can do all that stuff. As a harder meal, they can't, or a more complex meal. So anyway, so that's what I'm working on with that. I'm really, really, really been this week, at least in the mornings before work, kind of adding and going through and assessing everything we want to do this year. I don't have it finalized, but once I have it finalized, I want it to stick. I want it to be it. I mean, every month we'll have a different budget, but I'm talking about different sinking funds that we want to do. You know, like I said, I've got the emergency fund first. Hurricane fund has to be second. There's no ifs, ands, or buts because that starts in June. And I want to be able, to be able to get, if we need to buy a generator, which we don't have, which I need to get one. Mainly not for any electronics or anything like that, but if I have a freezer full of food, I don't want to lose it. So, that kind of thing. A small one just for that, maybe the fridge, and that's it. I don't care about having lights on. We can live, we ain't gonna die. But just trying to be way more money conscious this year and very ahead and proactive. Like, even though I don't have a car in January, I want to start saving for my first down payment on insurance that I'm going to have. And I can't really call because I don't have a set car that I'm going to say I'm doing this on. So, I'm just going to have to guesstimate in my head what it's going to be. So I'm trying to over guesstimate and just have that money there. So when I get the car, all I can do is say, boom, here's the cash or whatever, you know, please put insurance on my car so I can drive it off the lot. Or out of somebody's yard, whatever. But okay. So this is your Sunday chit chat. I've done nothing, or my Sunday chit. I have really done nothing but ramble and complain about my children. And I'm not really complaining. It was more like, hey, do you guys have any ideas on how to stop that or make it more minimal in a teenager way, you know, how to make them, it's the girls squealing and screaming and fighting. It's like, oh. And I was pretty much an only child. I mean, until I was 7, and then my mom had a daughter, but she ended up living with her dad, you know, and I ended up living with mine, and I was pretty much an only child. So at that point, you know, I don't remember squealing like that. I still don't to this day. I'm a very mellow person unless somebody really ticks me off. And when I get ticked off, that's when I lose it. But, yeah, so let me know in the comments down below, you know, if you have any tips on this teenager thing. Oh, and real quick, this is just throwing it in there. I had my P.O. box or my mailbox has like text messaging, you got mail. So last Monday I got a text message, but not having a car, I wait to do all my errands on a Friday. So Friday we stopped to get the mail and there was nothing in it. We asked, and they looked, they said, I don't know. So, okay. And I was going to put up a video, not just saying, hey, did y'all send me something? No, it was more or less, if you sent me something and I don't show it on camera, let me know, because that means they lost it. Or if they send it back, something happened. I don't know. So if any of you get any mail back that I should have gotten possibly last Monday, I don't know, maybe. But Monday afternoon, I got you've got mail after I was already home. Okay. No, not Monday. I'm sorry. Friday afternoon, I got a you got mail after I'd already questioned them. So I don't know if they found it and put it back in the box or I got more mail. And then yesterday I got another you got mail notice. So, I can't get back up there until next Friday. So not that I'm ignoring anybody, but yeah, next Friday I'm going to pop up there and get it. And then when I go to the store, so, there's that. So I'm not ignoring you, or I'm not saying that, I'm not saying thank you for a card, and I'm not sending you one back. I will be. And I have a whole bunch of cards already there ready to go. I just got to actually get them to the mailbox. But when I get them, I will definitely say thank you on camera. So, and I'll let you know, and I'll do a video on that. But all right. Well, you all have a wonderful day. I'm at 24 minutes. I think I've probably driven y'all enough crazy by now by rambling and going off topic and complaining about my children. But if you like more of this complaining content, please like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. If you want to see more of me, please hit the notification bell. And I always forget to say what I'm really supposed to say here. And so, yeah. But you all have a wonderful rest of your day and have a good one. Thanks. Bye.